Hello everyone. In today's video, I'm going to discuss about food adulterants. The definition for food adulterants, various type of adulterants like physical adulterants, chemical adulterants, and microbial adulterants. Food is defined as a substance, whether processed, semi-processed, or raw, that is intended for human consumption, and it is essential for nourishment and subsistence of life. Adulterants. Food is declared adulterated if a substance is added that depreciates or injuriously affects it. Cheaper or inferior substances are substituted wholly or in part. Any valuable or necessary constituent has been removed wholly or in partly. Food adulterants are also an imitation of the original products. An adulterant is a foreign substance found within food and beverages, although it is not allowed for legal or other reasons, whereas the term contamination is usually used for the inclusion of unwanted substances by accident or as a result of negligence rather than intent or availability of storage facilities, processing facilities, etc. The deliberate addition of toxic adulterants to food or other products for human consumption is poisoning. Food safety and quality are of paramount importance to human health. Foodborne hazards occur as a result of adulteration and contamination by physical, chemical, or biological objects in a food or drink, causing harm to consumers. The first one is physical adulterants and contaminants. Physical adulterants are normally cheaper substances added in larger amounts to food products to get more profit or gain. Physical adulterants usually they do not react with the original food. They increase the mass or volume or improve the food's color and appearance by which the seller he get economical benefits. Some example of physical adulterants and contaminants are the addition of hormone seeds in mustard seeds. Mustard seeds, they are expensive in some places. In some places, the affordability and the availability of mustard seeds are less. In such places, the hormone seeds are added to mustard seeds to increase the amount of mustard seeds, and these are packed in packets and sold. Used tea leaves or foreign leaves are adulterated with tea leaves. Used tea leaves are nothing but those leaves from which the decoction is extracted. Such used tea leaves, they are usually thrown by housewives, whereas in case of large restaurants, those persons, they sell these used tea leaves to small tea shop, and those persons they adulterate the used tea leaves with the original tea leaves, and they make these leaves for tea preparation. And in case of packed tea leaves, foreign leaves that are alike the tea leaves that have the same appearance like tea leaves are added to the tea leaves to increase the quantity of tea leaves. Sand, stone, filth, glass materials, Small sticks, they are added to cereals and pulses to increase the weight of cereals and pulses. Lathyrus sativus, this is a bean that contains a toxin in small quantities. So people usually, they do not consume this lathyrus bean. This lathyrus bean is adulterated with kesari dal to increase the quantity so that the sellers, they get economic benefits. Chalk powder is added to sugar to increase the volume, and they are sold in the markets. Harmful colors like low caste dyes are added to turmeric powder and coffee powder. Coffee powder is very expensive. In most cases, where loose coffee powders are sold, they mix tamarind seed powder to coffee powder and then they sell them in the market. Chemical adulterants and residues. Chemical adulterants are chemicals and residues present where the food is grown, harvested, processed, packaged, stored, transported, marketed, and consumed. Food gets adulterated or contaminated by these harmful chemicals beyond the permissible limits fixed by regulators. Usually, each and every food product, whenever a chemical is added to them, they have some permissible amounts. The regulators, they fix some permissible amount for adding them in the food product so that they do not cause any harm to the consumers. For example, lead, chromium, these are added in some foodstuffs for preservation or to increase the shelf life. And they have certain permissible levels. When they are added above the permissible level, they are called as adulterant. If they are below the permissible level, they are not called as adulterants. Examples of chemical adulterants and residues. Fluoride. Fluoride, in some places where people drink bore water, usually the water is contaminated or the water contains some amount of fluoride that is above the permissible level. Seafoods also have fluoride with them. Polycyclic aromatic compounds are present in smoked meat products. That is, meat is smoked. It is a method of preservation of meat where meat is shown in fire along with some chemicals like nitrates, aromatic compounds to improve the flavor as well as to preserve the meat. In such cases, these polyaromatic compounds, they adulterate the meat products. Asbestos, talc, and kaolin. During milling process, handling, and packing, these products are used as chemicals while polishing these products. And when they reach that is the permissible level, or when they reach the upper limit of permissible level, they are said to be adulterated. Nitrates and nitrates, they are used for preserving meat products. Also, sometimes they are present in water and they adulterate the meat products. Next is monosodium glutamate. This monosodium glutamate is added to processed food to improve the taste. This monosodium glutamate should be added in little amount. When it is added in excess amount, it is harmful to the consumers. Antibiotics, usually meat producing animals, that is animals that give meat, or give an antibiotic injection so that they do not have any infection and the person will eat healthily. In some cases, also hormone injections are given to animal so that the animal grows into a big fat animal. These auxins, these hormones and antibiotics, they also contaminate the flesh when it is given in excess amount to the animals. Next is the microbiological contamination. Foodborne illness caused by microorganisms is a large and growing public health problem. During some season, the epidemic of typhoid, flu, this all rises to the maximum. These are because of, these are caused by microorganisms. Microorganisms such as Salmonella, Campylobacter jejuni, Escherichia coli, Clostridium, and parasites such as Cryptosporidium, Cryptospora, and Trematodes commonly cause foodborne illness. These microorganisms, they may be present in the soil, they may be present in the feces, they may be present in the drinking water, and then raw vegetables, meat, milk, egg, and they are not properly cleaned, this salmonella might be present in them, and when salmonella enters our intestine, it causes typhoid and salmonellosis. Potatoes, milk, bean, poultry, they are contaminated by Shigella and they cause a condition called Shigellosis, which gives symptoms like diarrhea, vomiting, and fever. Canned foods, when they are not canned properly, when they are not preserved properly, and they are not processed properly, it leads to the growth of Clostridium in them, and this Clostridium gives rise to a foodborne illness called botulism. This disease, it often affects the nervous system of man, causing severe paralysis to those who consume improperly canned foods. Cereals, puddings, and sauces, they contain Bacillus cereus, and when people consume the cereals, puddings, and sauces that contain Bacillus cereus, they become contaminated with microorganisms and they get diarrhea, dysentery, fever, etc. These are some of the prevention strategies. Already we know that prevention is better than cure. It is better to prevent rather to suffer from an illness. These are the 5 key elements to ensure food safety and to avoid foodborne diseases. So number 1 is wash hands before and after handling food and food preparations. Next one is wash hands after.
Next one is sanitize all surfaces and equipments used for preparation. So once we finish preparing the food, every day we have to sanitize. That is, we have to clean the surfaces and the equipments we use for preparing foodstuffs. Then protect kitchen areas and food from insects, pests, and other animals, because these are the carriers of foodborne diseases. Insects like housefly, cockroaches, rodent like rat, they are the carriers of many microorganisms, and when they sit on the surface of the food, they transmit the microorganism to the food. And while preparing food, use proper cap, gloves, and dresser to avoid contamination and other contaminants during food preparation. And the most important thing is, when people are sick, refrain them from preparing or cooking food. This is an important thing so that we can prevent infectious diseases from spreading from one person to other person. Thanks for your attention.